Well, just kind of a little rant. I guess I don't know. Call it whatever you want. I watched a few videos the last 2 or 3 days about people complaining about their RVs being broke down, and there's always something wrong. You know, and there was comments about I bought an older RVs, try to save some money and all that. Yeah, I gotta tell you, when I bought mine, yeah, I saved a lot of money, but I knew there was something about mechanics, and that's the key. I mean, if you got money to burn, just to throw it away or whatever, buy an old RV and you don't know anything about it, and every time something goes wrong, take it to a mechanic shop and pay $500-600. Let's face it, there's a few mechanics out there that are not honest. There's honest mechanics as well, but especially a woman alone. Let's put it that way: a woman alone that has something wrong with her RV. You better know what you're doing. You better know what's wrong, even if you don't know how to fix it. I guess that's kind of a way to put it. There are people that have said, well, they've done their due diligence and they did a lot of reading and a lot of studying, and when they bought their older RV, they thought they could pretty well handle themselves, but depending on what you're reading. Lots of videos on YouTube that they're always talking about how great things are, and how they can travel all over the U.S. and they can do this and they can do that. Not so many videos that show some of the downfalls of RVing, especially by yourself. I've been broke down a few times. I can pretty much handle myself. You've got to have the tools to do it, and you got to have the know-how. Best thing to read, I think, when you have an older RV is get a hold of some shop manuals, some diagnostic manuals. Figure out how to fix it yourself, and be able to and willing to dig in there and get dirty and greasy, because like I said, a minute ago, if you got a ton of money that you can just burn and throw away, then go ahead and pay a mechanic to fix it, and if they don't get fixed right, and if you get taken, don't complain. Get yourself some manuals. Figure it out. I've seen a few RVs parked on the side of the road, and people wandering around not knowing what to do, and you pull up and you ask if they need help, and they, no, we don't need any help, we're waiting on the tow truck. Lots of times, you might be able to, well, let's put it this way. I was broke down on the side of the road, and I was able to get it started after a few minutes. I figured out how to fix it, and it was hot, and it was overheating and vapor locking and all that stuff. And when I finally got it started, the first thing I did was get it to some place where I could get it off the road, and then dig into it and see what I can do to get it done, get it fixed. A cop told me, he said, if that happens again, don't just sit there. Back up if you have to. And I'm sitting there looking at him like, yeah, I'm going to back up in the traffic lane. But after a while, I got to thinking about it. Turn the flashers on. Make sure that you're able to back up into some place where you can let it roll down a little bit. The brakes got to be in good shape, but let it roll down a little bit where you can get it off the road if you can. If not, get out your flares, and that sort of stuff. But a particular person paid $500 or $600 to have their generator fixed, and it seemed to run okay at the shop, but then when that person got it out into the boondocks, it wouldn't run. It'd start, but it wouldn't run. You know, I wasn't there, but it kind of sounded like the fuel filter was plugged up, or you know, lines get deteriorated, that rubber goes south with this new gasoline. I guess eventually they got it started and so it would run, but they had to leave where they were, and you know, they were really all upset at the mechanic that they didn't do it right, and they were going to get a refund, and all the guy did was change the oil. Well, I got interrupted, so kind of lost my place here. So anyway, you know, the whole point of this video was to you know, if you're going to get an older RV and get yourself out there in harm's way, then you know you should get yourself some manuals and study those, read those. Diagnostic tools. You know, common sense helps a lot. Some of you may remember the video I did, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago, I guess, where the generator would start but it wouldn't run, and it would run for 5 or 10 seconds or so and then shut down. I was able to, you know, with just a screwdriver and a pair of pliers, I was able to figure it out that the line from the fuel filter to the carburetor had gone bad. The gasoline, you know, it'll tear up the rubber really quick. So you know, I had some extra hose, and that's another thing too. You should always carry some extra things, belts and you know, stuff like that, hoses and radiator hoses. You know, just stuff that you think you might need that would be good to have if you're on the side of the road somewhere. But all I did was cut off a piece of this rubber hose to stick it on there, and that's all it was. It was just a bad hose. You know, take it to the generator shop, to a mechanic shop. There's no telling what it would have cost. You know, because they got you. You know. And if you don't know what you're doing, don't know what you're talking about, they can pretty much, they just get to have their way with you, you know. And all they did was change a $2 piece of rubber hose. So yeah, that's it. Just get some manuals and start reading that. You know, if you don't want to get your hands all greasy, get some gloves. But you got to be able to jump in there and see if you can fix it yourself. You know, I mean, what a wasted trip that was, to go find a really nice place to park and not be able to stay because something was broke, and something simply could have been fixed right there rather than leaving and having to go someplace else to get somebody else to look at it. So, don't get me wrong, I mean, it could have been anything, you know, bad carburetor, or you know, where you have to take it somewhere, or at least get somewhere where you can get a kit and rebuild it yourself. And, you know, it's not that hard. Get yourself some manuals. I hate to keep harping on that, but you know, you can lose a lot of money out there on the road by yourself. So I guess that's it. I just kind of wanted to jump in and kind of make a video response to some of the stuff I've been watching. I'm not saying, you know, I'm perfect, but I'm, you know, I've had some old cars and old trucks, and you've saved some money doing it yourself. You know, just take your time, read it, figure it out. Okay, that's it. I'm starting to really ramble now. It was supposed to have been a decent rant, but oh well. So, right at the end, I want to show this cup again. That's not the cup. Where the hell did it go? There it is. This cup from Gillies that I got from a friend of mine. And by the way, it's Tioga Drifter, not Toyota Trails. I can't get that name straight for anything. But anyway, on the back of it, you know, it's you and I are completely opposite, and I didn't understand what that meant. I thought, well, maybe it was a song that Gilly had done at one time or another, and then he sent me a message that as you're drinking it, if you look on the bottom, it says, "I'm a horse's head." So the opposite of that would be what? Okay. Talk to you later. See ya.